up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Peace, y'all. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica. It's Monday. I am. I was gonna go to the park today, but it's still kind of dark. I don't know. It feels really good outside because it's been raining all weekend. I just had to drive through this like flooded area over here by our house on the way to drop my son off. It was so flooded because it's been raining literally nonstop all weekend. Like it literally rained all weekend, and it's like, and it made me like want to do nothing. I didn't do anything this weekend. I'm trying to figure out. I think all I did was go get something to eat, and that was pretty much it. I try to remember. I didn't do nothing, honey. I didn't go anywhere. It was raining too much, and it was nonstop. Um, so yeah, so we're down here. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment. Let the diva know you stopped by. We're down here to talk about Real Housewives of Potomac. I watched it late last night, about 11:30. Over the weekend, we had patrons and YouTube members. Were able to. We had a live this weekend, which was kind of cool. There's a few of y'all in there. I appreciate all the ones that came, and then all the ones that are watching it on the playback. Shout out to y'all. It was cool. It was a cool conversation. I think we're going to try and do that, frequently. I have to, before I make a promise, that I just have to make sure that it's something that I'm able to do. My intention is to try to do it once a week, but it may be something like twice a month or something like that. So we'll see. But that's just the broad strokes right now. We haven't gotten into the finer details. So yeah. So Real Housewives of Potomac was okay. It was pretty good. I'm actually kind of tired of Real Housewives Potomac. If I'm gonna be honest, I thought it was so weird for Gizelle to bring up, like, gee, what are you saying to Ashley? What were you saying to Ashley? And why did G owe Ashley an apology for trying to mess with her while she was asleep? I didn't understand why he needed to be sorry for what he did, why he needed to apologize. If it was something that we didn't see, maybe he was just doing it too much. But what we saw of it, what we were able to see, I don't think that his actions garnered an apology. And I thought it was weird, and I do find it nauseating that Stewie Darby, the wife of a sexual predator, wants to have everyone apologize to her for something. You always are needing an apology when you actually are the terrorist of the group, right? So he was like playing with her, and he was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? What did I do to you? Where? On the bus? When? He was like fucking with her. And then she goes, what? You have a bad memory? What? Is it Alzheimer's? And then Mia goes, oh, what? And then so Mia, of course, is pronouncing it wrong, like many people do. She says Alzheimer's instead of pronouncing it with the Z. And I noticed Ashley corrected her twice. And it's like, you're being antagonistic and you're doing it on purpose. And I don't know. It's like, when you're sitting down eating, why do you guys want to start shit? I know that's the time when you guys are supposed to sit down, and that's like, okay, Gizelle, you know the assignment, start some shit. Tell G to apologize to Ashley for talking to her on the bus while she was trying to sleep. I was like, this doesn't even make sense what y'all are asking. And I'm glad that he is like fucking with you to the point where it's like, I don't remember nothing that you're talking about. Whatever. I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? And then so Mia goes, girl, that's not even cool. You are married to an older man. You shouldn't call out shit like that, to another woman with an older man. She says, and then he says, I'm sorry that you feel that way, Ashley, but I mean what I said. I said, okay. She's like, well, what kind of apology is that? So I don't like that. I don't like a person who walks around and demands apologies from people for the most like trivial things. How is your what did he do that was so wrong? I was like, I don't get this, and it's stupid. It's nonsensical. Apologize, but I meant what I said. Do you have selective hearing? And then she goes, where's your husband? My husband's at home. My husband's at home. And you see Ashley, her head starts going like this and starts bobbing around. And it's very an anxious, it's an anxious energy. Like, it's like, and then that, to me, I feel like if somebody didn't have control over themselves, they would end up slapping Ashley, because she's almost like, you have to stop her from like doing like this. And I was like, girl, why is your head shaking like that? You know that shit is big. It can hurt somebody. Watch out. We already know your neck hurts, girl, from holding that thing on top of it. Shit. At home with my kids. Are you sure? I love the way she said it. Are you sure? Everybody was like, oh, bitch. Oh, bitch. Why do people always have to have something to say? And then she was like, well, what's the undertone? Because if it's an undertone, we can make it an overtone. Ashley, that, like, what are you coming at me for? What is the undertone of you asking my husband for an apology because he was fucking with you on the thing, on the damn bus? Like, girl, get the fuck out of here. Where's your husband? Why don't you worry about what your husband is doing? Okay, and worry about him losing and getting Alzheimer's. That was so stupid. I'm not ageist. Yes, you are. And there's clips from over the years of you telling people that they were menopausal, you telling people their titties are sagging. You are ageist, Ashley. And guess what's going to happen? You're going to age, honey. And from the looks of it, girl, that second baby, that baby weight you were struggling with it, right? Have baby number 3 and see how that shit works out for you. See how fast you snap back, honey. Because the older you get and the more babies you have, bitch, it doesn't work like that. You're going to get old one day. I hope you get old one day. Of course, Michael won't be around because his old ass will probably go back into the crypt that he keeps. Bitch. I was like, shit is so whack. Ashley is, I don't even understand how people like, she's whack. And it's like, girl, are you serious? What are you talking about? And then somebody was like, Ashley needs a hug. I think G said that. She was like, no, she needs a dick. She needs a big black dick. It's what she needs. I said, I know that's right. I know that's right. You got that old shrivel up thing over there shooting worms out of it. Probably all wrinkled and sagging, and nuts are probably all sagging and wrinkled. No, thank you. And you did all that for survival, honey. You need to be quiet. Every time you get to talking, baby, I would drag Ashley every time from her mama to her man, girl. You need to be worried about where your man is. Stop worrying about whether or not G is messing with you. All right, why haven't we met Michael? Where's Michael? Are you embarrassed by him? Michael's watching the kids. You couldn't come on the couples trip. Yeah, because Michael really shouldn't be around. The truth of the matter is, Michael Darby, with all of his indiscretions and preying on people and grabbing the asses of men in production, the reason why he's not off of the show is because he's assaulting men. And that's wrong. That's wrong. And that's wrong. If he was assaulting women, or if it was Juan assaulting men, there would be a different story. But this white privilege that they seem to be able to exercise at every step of the way, Ashley too. To me, I view Ashley as the Kim Zolciak of Potomac. That's not a biracial woman. She might be biracial, but she's definitely white identified. And, you know, they were talking online about her code switching and how she gets a little, her voice, her tone changes when she's talking to the women. And when she's talking to her husband, it changes, her tone changes again. Everybody does notice that Ashley gets a little, the timbre in her voice changes. Karen jumps out the cake. That was very awkward. Wendy says she gave 10s across the board. I don't agree. I think Wendy's trip was trash. It was trash. And then why did y'all eat seafood the whole time? I mean, I understand you're a Chesapeake Bay. I don't know if that's the cuisine out there. It's just seafood and crab and shit all the time, but that's all y'all had the whole weekend. Crab legs the whole weekend. Crab, Dungeness crab. I saw some Dungeness crab down in there. Girl, what? That's a mess. A scholar said, let's look up Alzheimer's. I'm gonna look that up. A scholar, come on, let's go. Come on. Shit. A scholar was like, let me look up Alzheimer's. She's a mess. So Karen tells everybody when you get the invite for my wedding anniversary party, or revile renew or whatever, make sure you open the invites outside. So looked like a bunch of moths or like butterflies with gray wings, gray spotted wings. That's what it looked like. I was like, these butterflies look tied and through. Like, girl, can y'all hurry up and open this damn box so we could get out? I'ma start. Okay, give us free, honey. Let's see, G and Mia. So they were sitting down. G and Mia were having a conversation about, after they got, from the trip, Wendy's old raggedy ass seafood crab boil weekend. They were going to do a little staycation, I guess, to kind of decompress from the thing. They were, we're going to take advantage of the mom watching the kids. That's what it seems like to me. But then the mom started calling and calling and calling and calling and calling. And apparently, I guess she was overwhelmed. It is 3 children. They probably aren't listening to you that well because they really don't know you that well. So they might not be listening that well. That's a nice Suburban. And she kept calling and calling and calling. And then when they finally asked her, she couldn't decide what to feed the kids. That was becoming overwhelming for her. And I was like, whoa, like, yikes. And then at one point she tells G, these are your kids. And she hangs up. Girl, you couldn't be around my motherfucking kids no more. Sorry. I'm sorry. She couldn't be around them no more. And then she wants to leave. That's what Mia said. When she's upset, she leaves. I do not want my kids to experience abandonment. Listen, I know what it is because when I was going through the things with my mom, when we were like on the way out and I decided to like completely just cut everything off, I noticed that she was doing the same things to me that I noticed that she was doing them to the boys. And I was like, oh, you're trying to imprint them, and I'm not going to let you imprint them with what you're doing to them. I'm not going to allow that. And I had to cut her off because I was like, okay, I'm not going to talk to her anymore, but I'm going to still allow her access to the boys so they can, talk to their grandma and stuff. But then I noticed, I'd shared it yesterday on the live. My mom would call me. She would stay on the phone with me for like no more than 2 minutes. And I realized after a while, she's trying to keep tabs on me to find out where I am. And it was unnerving for me because I felt like I want to have a conversation with my mom and all you want to do is find out where I am. You want me to drop a pin and find out where, I didn't like that. And then I noticed she started doing it to the boys. And I'm like, you haven't changed a bit. And I figured like you want to be a grandparent and now you have access to a new set of kids. Why do you think that if your child complained to you about how you interacted with you and how you interacted with them and how they experienced you, why would you then turn around and demonstrate the same behavior with the grandchildren? No, we're not going to do that. Our goal is to break cycles, toxic cycles. And if breaking toxic cycles means removing you out of the game, you'll be removed from the game. Sorry, I don't have any earrings on. Not sorry, but you know what I mean. I just recognized it. Anyway, she wouldn't be able. And I'm with G. G was like, she can't watch my kids no more. That's it. You frustrated because you can't find them nothing to eat, and then you gonna hang up and call 5,000 times? How could you not find them nothing to eat? Another thing, what she could have done is like, okay, well, I'm gonna order DoorDash, I'm gonna order Uber Eats or whatever, and I'm gonna have it sent to the house. What y'all want to eat? Something like that. I don't understand why she couldn't resolve that. Which it's really sad. Um, what's wrong with grandma? What's wrong with grandma? And she said she was triggered by the trauma. And G said he's not leaving the kids alone with her. So then we get to Giselle's children. And they start talking about, I thought it was weird, and I cringed so hard when that girl said, I don't want you to be alone and gross. I was like, girl, no, what the fuck, Giselle? What the fuck are you teaching your daughters? I could not believe that little girl said, I don't want you to be alone and gross. Girl, what? You have taught, I don't know what Giselle is over there teaching her daughters. I don't know if it's like, you need a man in order to be happy, but that would have required correction right then and there. Charity, there is nothing wrong with being alone. In fact, all these stress lines in Giselle's forehead and in her neck might go away if she sticks to herself for a while instead of trying to be up underneath some man. Anyway, so they talk about how the White House is boring. They're trying to get some plants. Should I take a date to Karen's party? No, because you don't know what the motherfucker's going to act like when he gets there. Great advice. Great advice. I don't want you to be alone and gross, and I don't want you to die alone. Well, I'm casually dating. Do you want I don't want you to be by yourself. I'm not vulnerable in relationships with men. But we don't see you in relationships. That's one thing that I've said about guys relating to women when they watch their mom. I always think it's important, like, to show your children emotion. And I think, like, for a lot of men who grew up with single mothers, right? Their mothers never showed emotion to the point they don't know, they've never seen a woman cry. So now they try to be in relationships with other women who have access to their emotions, and they cry. And so the person is like, I don't know how to deal with someone who cries because I've never seen a woman cry. My mother never cried. And you do a disservice like that when you're like not allowing not allowing the children to see like different ways that you're relating to people. It does. I do think, like, not having a man around, we've never seen you in relationship, we don't know what that looks like. Well, then you need to tell them what it looks like. Since they're not going to see you model a relationship, you need to tell them how they need to be with men they decide to be in relationship with. They're looking at you to be the example, and you can't provide the example because you're not in relationship. You don't need to be in a relationship to provide them with an example. You can explain, right? You can explain. It's okay to talk about how you feel. They said she's a vampire with no feelings. The kids, she said, these girls are sitting here telling me my flaws. One of the things that I learned very early on about being a parent is that you have to practice humility. You have to be humble. You have to listen to your children because they're looking at you through a different lens. And when they're telling you you're emotionally unavailable, they have the language to tell you that. You need to take heed and listen to that. And all of those girls need to be in therapy with her. All of them. All of them. Especially that one who said, I don't want you to be alone and gross. Because if you think there's something gross about being alone, then the likelihood of you being with anybody so you don't be alone is high. And we're not playing those games. Love, or whatever the girl's name is. Ashley. She's at the therapist. She hates leaving her children. She wants to take them everywhere with her. She's feeling a little better now. She took a trip with her friends. Um, Michael doesn't want sexual intimacy from her. Michael doesn't seem to be attracted to Ashley. And I'm not saying that because I can't stand both of them, but he just doesn't seem, there was like, it was no connection there. No connection. Oh, did somebody get into an accident? Oh no. What happened? Oh no. He fell into a ditch. Oh, that sucks. That really sucks. It's taking me forever. You see the sun that came up and everything. Um, He doesn't want sexual intimacy. She wants to know how his needs are being met. He's doing what he normally does, girl. He ain't changed. That's an old ass man. That's an old ass, dirty, old trench coat wearing in the park, exposing himself to people. That's an old ass man. He ain't changing his ways. For no baby and for no big head Ashley. Nobody. So how are his needs being met? He's doing what he's been doing. That's to answer your question, honey. Um, she said, I should I trust him? I feel like he's being truthful. The memory of him cheating is still there. He, we promised date night. It's a little awkward. I don't remember how to be romantic. I've lost myself in motherhood. And so every time somebody says something to me, I'm going to revert back to, I'm a mom and you owe me an apology. Please forget everything that I've done to terrorize everybody on this show. I'm a mother now. Girl, fuck you. Fuck you, Ashley. I want to feel more like Ashley again. Ashley, you saw Ashley knocking back them coronas, huh? Anyways, Wendy's at a photo shoot with her mom. I thought it was funny that the photographer was also an engineer coming from an African family. She talks about not being able to chase her dreams because she was, feels a lot of children of immigrants feel like they owe their parents something for bringing them to a country with opportunity. So since my parents came to this country to provide me an opportunity, I'm going to do whatever it is that they want me to do, even if that's at the expense of my happiness. And how old is Wendy? Wendy's in her mid-30s, and she's telling her mother, I wasn't able to chase my dreams because I was trying to make you happy. I was trying to please you. You need to measure the process by the outcome. And Wendy said, just because we came out okay does not mean that the process was good. I was like, come on, Wendy. Yes. Yes. It does not mean the process was good. Y'all think because people aren't on drugs or in jail or got records and mugshot and shit that they turned out okay. Y'all baby boomers and older Gen Xers, because I'm a young Gen Xer, you older Gen Xer and baby boomers, y'all did a number on the kids. Y'all don't even hear me though. Y'all did a number on the kids, and I don't give a damn. I'm talking about generations across cultures. And for immigrant and kids of immigrant parents, they still go through that stuff. They still are operating from that same template. I need to please my parents because they came to this country to give me more opportunity. And her mother was not having it. Her mother was like, and then she said, I said sorry. She was like, you ain't never apologized. I believe Wendy. Her mother ain't never apologized. She doesn't strike me as a woman that feels the need to apologize because she lacks humility. A lot of parents do. They feel, apologize for what? This is a hierarchy over here. I don't need to apologize. You need to listen to me, if anything. And I'm never wrong. And any grievances that you have against the way that I parented you, now you're being disrespectful. Girl, they have it down, honey. They have a way to figure out how to keep you in your damn place. And if you break the script, then it's a problem. All right. So then they're at the Watergate. She said she's calling an Uber and she's getting out of here. So you were latchkey kids and I said sorry for leaving you alone. She says you ain't never apologized, and I believe Wendy. They're at the Watergate Hotel, and all that I found interesting in that scene was that Michael used to own the Watergate Hotel. That's the only thing I find interesting about that. He starts talking about Candace being an idiot. Chris said he wanted to move forward. She pulled a knife on you. Like, he's going with that. He's going with that, and he's going to stay with that, and it doesn't matter to him that it was a butter knife. It doesn't matter that she was using it as an extension of her hand. She was going like this. You need to stop. You need to stop. She wasn't like, bitch, I'm about to stab your ass, or I'm holding a knife to your throat. The way that they tell the story, you would think somebody was holding a knife to Ashley's throat. You would. You would think that. You would definitely think that. I'm trying to fix this scarf. Child, it's a mess. It's doing what it wants to do this whole time. It's like, girl, I'm doing what I want to do. Anyways, he said he was uncomfortable. He looked uncomfortable. They do not look connected in any way. Gizelle, sitting with her therapist, talking about the girls, told her that she was emotionally unavailable for them. He asked her, why did you want to reconnect with your ex? All of us want to know that. All of us want to know why you, for a storyline, subjected yourself to a man who disrespected you and put you in a mental institution from all of the shit that he was going through. Why in the world would you find space for him to allow him to gain access to your platform? To your platform? For what? For what? How do you dishonor yourself like that? Like what? What? And not only your daughter seeing you in relationships with men, but seeing how you open yourself up and give access to a person who did you like that. Forgiveness, you can forgive them all day, but it doesn't mean you allow them back access onto your platform. You are on that platform. You've been on this platform without a man for the entire time. We had Sherman for half of a season. But you've been without a man for the entire time. And now you want to open on your platform. Real Housewives Potomac is your platform, Gizelle. And you invited the man who really fucked you up back. To do what? To show your daughters what, girl? For a storyline? Like, that shit is crazy to me. I was in a place where I wanted to take a leap and get my family back together. Girl. He was looking at me with much more respect before the pandemic. Girl, like, you can't be that dumb. Like, I don't agree with that. I do like my space and freedom. She's a Virgo child. And it's like, you are trying to do things that people are telling you you're supposed to do, and you really don't want any man telling you what to do. And you really don't want to be in a relationship because these men believe that in order to be in a relationship with women, I need to maintain some kind of control and confinement over them. And so I need to do that. Right? And it's like, I don't want to live like that. And Gizelle seems to me that she is one of those women who are just like, this is what I need to do because this is what society tells me that I need to do. But I really don't want to be in a relationship, which is why she's emotionally unavailable. I really don't want to be here. I'm doing this for show. I'm doing this for society. This is not really what I want. I want to be by myself. I don't want nobody telling me what to do. I don't want nobody thinking they have control over me. I don't want none of that. I don't want to answer to anyone. What's the message? What message are you communicating to your daughters? What is love all about? And she said the door is open for her kids to see emotion. I don't know what they need to see. Maybe you need to go watch some children sing Christmas carols so you can cry, but I don't know why. And then another thing is Gizelle is praised for being unemotional and for being stoic and for not having emotions. That's not healthy. It's not healthy at all. But that was the end of the episode. You guys tell me what you think of the episode. It was okay. The party, the next week is the party, the anniversary party. And we're going to see how that's going to go. We have this white man sitting at a table asking another white man whom he called white trash to give him an apology. Michael can suck the biggest dick that he can find. Like, gross. He's disgusting. I don't even like looking at that creepy ass man. I do not want Ashley. If Ashley needs to come back next year as a friend, we do not need to see the personal story of a woman who had to marry a sexual predator for survival. You, Sheila, Lump, and Little Jim Crow and segregation, y'all can go somewhere else. Ashley, if you want to stay, you can stay. You can stay as a friend, but we don't want to see the trash tribe. I'm good. I don't need to see her personal story. I'm not interested in it. I'm not. Bravo, TV, Andy Cohen, whoever else needs to hear this. Make Ashley a friend, not a wife. We do not want to see the personal story of a woman who had to marry a sexual predator for survival. Take care of each other and protect your energy. Peace.